Guys, Thursday. Liver damage Thursday. I just like the sound of that. What are we looking at today? Horny Goat. This one's from Paul, Houseman 440. Bourbon barreled aged porter from Elevator Brewing Company. And yes, this is from his hometown, and they all are. This one is from Columbus, Ohio. And the cap looks something like that. Fuck that. Serious? Okay, somebody remind me that I turn that off. Next question is, I wonder if I need to turn that off. I know, it's a professional brew review channel. So, oh, by the way, yes, it was a dead battery in the Vortex strike fire. What says Horny? More? I don't know. No association, but Johnny's going to be here tomorrow, so I'm not even sure what we're reviewing. I'll throw something out there. If it happens, it happens. If not, then might have to go to Plan B. And by coincidence only, the Horny Goat Brewing Company's glass. This was some stuff that I was forced to review. I think I had a review from On the Road when I was working down in southern Wisconsin. I was working at a military base in Toma, Fort McCoy. Wow, it's got some energy. Getting good head. And not this Horny Goat, but this Horny Goat, their beers kind of sucked ass. The name's funny. It's probably the only reason that they... Okay, well, there'll be more in the bottle. So, plenty of carbonation, well, at least in the form of... God, look at it. It's just like going to town in there. Smells like a porter. And that being, they'll have like a roasty kind of malt, but not that really deep, like a, you know, say a stout. They all seem to have like a, it's like a cross between, it's kind of nutty, chocolatey, and roasted, and it's all right there. Nutty. I said nutty. So did you guys see that Salty Shellback won Joey Cuz's giveaway? I saw Joey made the comment that it went to a good home. Did it, Joey? Did it really go to a good home? Just messing with you. Actually, somehow I missed that video. I don't even have a clue what was in the box. The suspense is killing me. Okay. I do get a little bit of an oakiness. And to tell you the truth, I'm not really smelling any bourbon, so I don't know if these are new or used bourbon barrels. So, cheers to all you guys. Paul. I'd say that they're reused. And my bad. refrigerated the one, but not the other one. It is now, but I could always go au naturel like Paul at PA Brew News. Now there's a guy that actually knows some shit about brew reviews. Lately, him and Steve are like the only two I watch, and I'm so far behind on all of them. The other morning I watched a few of Paul's. I don't know if I left any comments. And then, I was going to inquire if said packages arrived, but then I noticed that he had a review on the aged and unaged 1050, so I still have to check those out. But I just been busier and shit. I'm hoping to be up to taking one day off a week now, except for I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen when Johnny's here. If Johnny wants to sleep in on Saturday, I might go in at like 5 or 5:30. But then there's the how much fun did we have on Friday night. So, and then 2 weeks. Oh, that reminds me, I never got back to Christopher. Oops. And then 2 weeks after that, Christopher, along with Company, and Miguel, Gonzalez Firearms, they'll be here. Here a little newsflash, Johnny. This weekend is deer hunting opener, which means the only shooting we'd be doing would be basement pops, and I can tell you how well those go over. So, the first thing you actually notice is the bourbon oakiness. That is right up front, but it's not. I've had some where it was just like, woo, hello. It's just like, that'd be okay with like a multi gunman who right now has probably got a bottle of Jack in one hand and a bottle of Jack in the other hand. Actually, I'm not even sure what he prefers. But if you ever actually make it to the shoot, you'll have to let me know, so I have something ready for you. Did anybody ever answer my question? Is there a difference between the green label Jack Daniels and the black label Jack Daniels? I don't know if anybody ever answered that. I mean, they both... right next to my roll of Obama toilet paper. Both 40%, 80 proof. Number 7. Tennessee sour mash, Tennessee whiskey. This one doesn't actually say sour mash on it. Tennessee whiskey, I don't know. Is there a difference between these? Anybody? Anybody a pro? I mean, could always pop them open and try them. I mean, I'm just guessing that this one's better because it came in a tin. That's just my my guess. And then everything but that has happened. It's raining. I tell you, I stopped at the grocery store. I'm doing some of my homemade nachos tonight. Sam's home, so it's kind of like that family night thing. Yeah, celebrate with nachos. And so I stopped at the store, and it wasn't raining when I went in, and I was only in there for, I don't know, 20 minutes. And when I came out, it had just finished raining, and when I went to come home, one of the ways that I go, there's kind of a little low-line area in the road, and everybody, oncoming traffic, both directions, were actually going and driving basically down the center yellow line, because both lanes on each side, it's 4 lanes, and each of the far ones on the curbs, each curb side, the curbs were, you couldn't see the curb. There was so much water, and I'm like, holy shit. So I don't know if something broke right there because I hadn't gone that way yet, or we had so much rain in 20 minutes that it flooded the road. So you get the whiskey oak up front, and then right in behind that is the kind of the stereotypical porter, malty, nutty, chocolatey. And there's kind of a dry area, and then those flavors, the chocolatey. I'm not getting the bourbon and stuff at the end. I'm just getting it kind of like right at the beginning. You know, 7.5%. If the bourbon came on stronger, I would say you took a good porter and literally poured a shot in it. Hold that thought. You can just watch that. Just those right there. I mean, far cry better than watching me. That's for damn sure. Okay. Here's how this shit's gonna go down. This is the shit I just do for you guys. I don't take any personal satisfaction from it at all. Just one of those hypotheticals. Can we what? It said yesterday, don't judge. Bell's Porter. I don't remember what this was. I believe it was a little bit less yet. 5.6 with a good healthy shot. This is just for experimentation. This is, gotta throw the disclaimer in. I am a trained alcoholic. I take my credentials. I get all of my online credentials from Paul Hasman 440. So trust me, don't fuck with me on this. I am a drinking professional. If I have to, I can get some certification letters from Paul just to prove it. So this is just to see. Now, that was aged in the whiskey barrels. This has whiskey in it. I'd say time is a beautiful thing. The one thing that I can't just make happen is that awesome oaky cast from the barrels. There's just, I mean, I could stick some wood in it, but that's something better. That's something better left for a non-camera thing. Okay, kind of like the break in the action, facilitated by you know, guys adding stuff. Up until now, that had been Dub Glock 23, and he had a request to see the Holy Grail gun, which I'm more than happy. The Smith & Wesson 1006. And I have to admit a couple things on this. First of all, I do not have the stock grips on it. I thought it felt too narrow in my massive hands. You know what they say. Big hands, large gloves. Because the other part, but these are the, I think these are the Hogues. And I like it because they got kind of a jelly feel, you know, but still, I just a little bit more. Of course, I saved the originals in case blah blah blah, who gives a shit. I've already had modifications done to this thing. One of the things when I was originally looking at these, there is the older ones, I believe. If I'm wrong, sorry, shit, I'll instantly be chastised by NIHAP. But I believe if it was an older one, like this is a 1982 Smith & Wesson 1006, had the shrouded sights. And I have to admit, originally when I was, you know, fantasizing about how someday I will have one, and how awesome that would be, I didn't like this shroud. I was looking at ones that had the Novak style wedge on there, and I'm like, that's so much better. And to this moment in time, I could have had that shroud taken off when I had the magazine disconnect removed and a trigger job done on it. And by that point, I was fully in love with this look, and made sure that he put... Yeah, that was this guy, Gay Sights. Made sure that he put the shroud back on. You actually have to take the frickin' sight off of it to get to the spring and plunger for the magazine disconnect. I think they're all gay. Right now I only own one pistol, the 5.7, and I do know how to circumvent that. You can actually take out a little bar. The problem is they incorporated two things in one. The that's part of the magazine disconnect on the 5.7. But if you shave just a little bit off of the end, then it doesn't get in the way of a plunger that takes care of this. So magazine disconnect was removed. This gun was from 1982, and this was an In Cahoots thing. This was a birthday present from my daughter Samantha, and it was acquired, found by NIHAP. Now I need to find another one due to a deal that I have with a Hornet Fixer. It was kind of like, if I plan on keeping the Desert Eagle, I need to find one of these for Jim. If I really had to, I'd just send this one to him. Not a fucking chance, Jim. Love you. But yeah, this was 1982, and this one was unfired. And of course I did the goofy ass video. I was wearing my gloves, talking about being a safe queen. And you'd be surprised, well, not really, how many people watch all of that video except for the end when the scene changes and I lean into the camera and say, "You didn't believe that bullshit, did you?" and then start shooting, and Samantha was with me. It's an awesome gun to shoot. I love the 10mm cartridge. It hands down, if I had to. Now, being that it's not the zombie fucking thing and we can't get a hold of ammo, having said that, then I'd probably want to stick with 45 or a 9mm, because there is that argument though. If you go into a gun shop and everybody was before you and they took all the 45 and 9mm off the shelf, there still might be 10mm left behind, because I might be the only dumb son of a bitch carrying one. The 10mm is closest in ballistics to the 357 Magnum. You know, you guys that don't know the story, FBI had some problems with taking down some bank robbers in the early 80s. 9mm were just like bouncing off. They wanted something with a little bit more power. Smith & Wesson, you know, they went to work. They created the 10mm round and started putting it in the field. There was a couple, there's four, 1006, 1046, 1066. There's 4 or 5 different versions of this. Again, NIHAP, thank you. The 2 that the FBI were interested in were this one and the 66, 1066. 1066 had a frame-mounted decocker on it, versus this one is a slide-mounted decocker. But the end result is the FBI is filled full of pussies, and they thought this had too much felt recoil. Bullshit. Anybody that's had the pleasure to shoot this one, coming up for the shoots, and we did pretty good this year. I have quite the pile. I'm proud of you guys that were here. Everybody acts like you know, some of the stuff that I have that's a little bit more rare or fun, like somehow it shouldn't get used. Bullshit. When you're here, pick it up and shoot it and enjoy it. That's what this shit is for. I definitely don't want to go to my grave knowing I have something I didn't enjoy. That's why someday I really want to punch Chuck right in the fucking head. Oh, I'm sorry. That come on out loud. Sorry, I need to work on it. Fuck that. Okay. So grips, that trigger job done on it. It was lousy, but this was a duty rifle. Double action improved a little bit. Single action, the only thing I don't particularly like about it right now is it has quite a bit of take up. The reset is really nice though. It's one of those things where I double action, actually the double action massively improved over what it was. It was like, you son of a... Okay. Now I'm not sure if I could find someone that would do a better job. Someone that I know, and it's the 85, had a Smith & Wesson Master gunsmith that did the magazine disconnect and the trigger job on this, and I guess there was a big issue. This was like he supposedly could not do more than this without the fear of light primer strikes. And I don't remember if I had a few and I brought it back to met Nate for lunch halfway between here and the cities, but I haven't had a single issue with it since then. And it's kind of like, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like a Glock trigger only in the fact that it has kind of that twang when it hits. Then again, you don't notice any of that when you're shooting it. When you have it in safe mode, if you chamber around, as you see, it automatically decocks, and you've got a live round in there. Here, I can demonstrate that. What else? 40. Oh, here, since they're both... Why do I not have a 10mm round in my little lineup of bullets? I'll have to fix that shit. When the FBI turned into pussies and their skirts blew over their heads, oh, there's that one I defunct, the 40. But you can see the difference. If you don't know anything about the history of the 10mm, basically they went back to the drawing boards. They left the same bullet head, same dimensions. They just cut the cases down and created the 40 cal. There's some people that swear by the 357-38 thing. I think Jeremy Pre-Dawn Death is one of them, saying that if you have like the Glock 20 or a 29, I guess, you can shoot either 40 or 10mm in them. But until somebody with more qualifications than Pre-Dawn Death, you know, the fact is that there is that distance, that the bullet is unsupported before it chambers. Don, Shooting with Trees, I think is the channel you're mainly sticking with now. Don, you're a good guy, man. Seriously, you need to come to the damn shoot one of these, like, next time. I don't want to do it. I mean, I shoot a 10mm because I enjoy the 10mm. If I want to go out and shoot a 40, I'll just bring a gun that's chambered in 40. Same thing, a Glock. So, yeah. So, I wish a few companies would grab some balls and actually make a purpose-built 10mm. Back to loaded and safe. We need to get like a bullet cam light so you can actually see the round in there. Dub Glock 23, your bonus, and we won't spend as much time on it, would be very similar gun, but chambered in 45 ACP. Again, duh, loaded. This one's got wood grips on it. This is the 645. I don't know. I don't like the sights on it, but anything can be changed with money. It's got the orange ramp. The wood grips actually give it a fairly narrow feel. If you recognize this was the replacement for Don Johnson in Miami Vice. Again, my goal in life is to eventually, I'm like Jim, Hornet Fixer, Smith & Wesson fanboy, I would love all of the old ones. Like, Hazman, you know what I'm talking about. Just awesome. They're awesome pistols. Cadillac V. I listen, man. I'm sorry. This one is this one has basically been the non-stop house gun, and he requested some close-ups. Well, hell, I'm happy to oblige. I don't even give a shit how long it goes, because it's a video. If you don't like it, fuck, turn it off. Go do something else. The Desert Eagle 50 AE. Got this from Jim, Hornet Fixer, and all I have to do to keep it is give him a 1006. I'm working on it. This is the older one, so it's not ported. Has the stock grips on it. The funny thing about this one is it's almost like me spending most of my time just holding it. It actually hasn't had a hell of a lot of rounds through it, and I don't know if they're finished. This was where I've been looking at options, and I might end up talking to Adele, Shell Shock Armory, about having maybe running some Saturday morning down to his place and having him do a Cerakote for me. Everywhere that you hold it as a righty, it has signs of wear, and that's it. Not holster wear. I guess there's a little bit right there. That's it. But I don't know if the camera picks this up. Yeah, it does pick it up beautifully. That is your grip, along with the webbing on your palm. It's like it's just taking your finish straight, or the finish right off of it. This is just a massive gun. It is such an awesome gun, and this is not the first Desert Eagle that I have owned. I own the 44. What a fucking mistake! I bought it brand new in let's see, what did I have for vehicles and motorcycles at the time? That was when I made a lot of money, was living with a woman that made even more money, and the two of us were so irresponsible, we had some shit. I bought the 44 brand new for $928. The last time I looked, I found the same model as mine. The thing looked like it was dragged down a street behind a truck from a cable, and it was selling for over $1,000. Used as shit. But that was a 44. This one is obviously 50AE. It's a big cartridge. It's got more girth, but the 454 Casull is still longer. So, you know, it all depends. Do you want to, like, ream it out or tickle her? And I suppose if I'm going to give Cadillac V the full treatment, woohoo! Oh well. These are the Horny XTPs. I don't remember what the hell those were. If those are the 300 grain. What's different about the Eagle? Well, when it cycles, you have definitely a different configuration on slide versus barrel. A rotary bolt looks a lot like a 308 bolt. Disassembly, I mean, there's different rules of thumb too. I saw one guy who I subscribed to because he had some really cool shit, and then he does, like, I'm not even kidding, 5 videos a day unsubbed. There's this little half notch, just takes a little pressure off. You got a lever right here, push in on a pin on this side, flip the lever down, and you can just lift the barrel off. You could convert this to 44 Magnum. All you need is mags and another one of these barrels. These barrels are over $650 a piece. So that's like a whole damn gun. Dual guide rod and springs. It comes apart extremely easy. It's easy to maintain, easy to clean. I mean, shit. Watch this. This is all you do. Is just push a little pressure on it, flip the switch up. And every time you squeeze the trigger, $2 leaves your wallet and a big ass grin forms on your face, and then you just keep on doing it. And I'm sure Johnny would love to be shooting this on Saturday morning, but again, if it doesn't happen in the basement, it's probably not going to happen. And I'm slowly working up on my arsenal for mags for this thing. Kind of giving them a little rejuvenation. Took them apart, cleaned the shit out of them. Kind of stretched the springs just a little bit because it wasn't doing that on a slow manual pullback, but it was locking back after the last round. And then there you go. Okay. Dub Glock 23, Cadillac V. I hope I took care of that craving for this moment in time, because I hate that shit. Paul Hazman 440, Horny Goat. Well, obviously, you'd have to like try two of them side by side. I don't know. Bells, I'm always a big fan of Bells, but this has, you know, compared to that, this has a more milk chocolatey residue leaving stuff on your, you know, your teeth and gums kind of a thing going on. And like I said, I can add a shot to something, put some whiskey flavor in it, but you can't put that oaky cask with it. Gives this a plus over it. Is it, I couldn't even tell you how many bourbon barrel aged porters I've had. Usually people go full guns and go for the stouts, but as far as what do I think of this one? Would I get it again? You know, I like the bourbon barrel edge on this one. It's not overdone. It's not. I've had some of them where it's just like, it seems like it happens one of two ways. There's too much damn whiskey-ish to it, or you're like, I'm not even sure if I'm even getting it. This one, I like the amount. I like the amount. There's just enough flavors brought out that you know that it is barrel-aged oak barrels that it was in. So for that, I'd give this an 8. And I thank you, Paul. And by now the other one's probably more than cold enough. Again, similar, but different companies. Good. Sucked ass. Tomorrow, I'm not exactly sure. One more quick thing. I got a package. All I can say is when you have pictures of somebody with field animals or farm animals, whatever, farm animals, really opens up some doors for you. I got a package today. It was addressed to ebomey. I'm actually going to be ordering more of these. I like the Desert Tan ones, but Pete was nice enough to send me one of his new shirts. If you didn't see his video and you don't like Pete at the Armory channel, I understand, moving on. But the one thing that's really cool about the company that he's working with right now, as the shirt gets bigger, the graphics get bigger. Before, it was the same damn graphics from a small all the way up to a, I don't even know if he did the 5, at least the 3X. But this company that he's working with right now, and he's hoping that this shit will stay produced all the time, as the size of the shirt increases, it dimensionally increases with it. And I guess they guarantee this shit even longer than his other ones, and it's like a vinyl transfer. But I guess we'll see. I want to get more. I don't Some of my favorite gun-related shirts I do not like wearing to work, but I'm kind of thinking about getting one of the Armory Channel shirts and one of the new ones and putting it up against that, because one of the ones that he gave me last time, which was a prototype, got 2 of them. One never went into production, so you know I sleep with that one. I think I can still smell peat on it. Wait a second. Yeah, it's like a combination of shit, a cannoli, and some prosciutto. That's definitely peat over there. But yeah, that's. I have to say though, for the quality of the shirts I wore, I wear them quite a bit, and I've got 2 that I wear whenever, and then I've got the one that a couple of them that I take care of, and they're all wearing pretty damn good. Uses the Gildans, so I'm sure by now this is probably in the yeah, wow, that's a long time. So someone's gonna go, what the fuck, seriously? Again, thank you, Paul Hasman, 440. Very good. Thank you, Dub Glock 23 for the suggestion, and like always, I threw in an extra for you. Cadillac V. Yeah. I know it may be silly. You know, it only holds 7+1, but my thought is if some dumb bastard kicks in my door as part of a home invasion, they can just bury a red mist. Tomorrow, unless Johnny brings or we go shopping and change the plans, I'm just going to leave it as a mystery. We'll probably end up doing something different anyway. Okay. Other than that, I did some modifications to the AR pistol, but I'm not going to tell you about them yet. Of course, it'd be nice to get out and shoot it, because these are functional changing things that I've done, hopefully to improve felt recoil. Bonus. Changed one part on the AR pistol, and I'm hoping for it to affect felt recoil. Anybody that already knows what's in the pistol knows what has already been done to affect felt recoil. If somebody nails it, we'll talk, and I'll get a Duluth craft beer shipment out to you. But I'm not negotiable. You need to nail it right on the part that it is. And in case this is way too easy and obvious, the first comment that gets it right gets a care package of brews. Okay, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully with Johnny, which means I'll need to remove. Well, the penises are gone, and yeah. So, okay, see you tomorrow.